Greetings, it's New Zealand naturopath Eric Bakker. Thanks for checking out my video. I'm the author of a book called Candida Crusher and the formulator of a range of supplements called CanXida. Thanks for checking out the video. A question I get asked all the time from patients, and I've just noticed on YouTube I've had quite a few people coming in there asking me the same question. Eric, why don't you recommend raw kale? What's the problem with kale? Why can't I have kale in my smoothies? What's the issue with it? Well, think about kale and think about the cruciferous family in general. Broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, Chinese vegetables, kale, and no doubt, I think there's kohlrabi. There are various other kinds of vegetables that belong to the cruciferous family. I grow a lot of broccoli. I love eating fresh broccoli. We grow large cauliflowers. We grow Brussels sprouts. We grow lots of kale in our garden. We grow the Russian red curly kale and we grow the green kale. Coming from Holland, Dutchies like me eat a lot of kale. When I grew up, my mum would often have mashed potato and then meat with gravy and a lot of kale with it. This is a typical winter dish in Holland that we eat. But raw kale is not good, and I'll tell you why. Well, the cruciferous family of vegetables contain many different, very, very beneficial to your health compounds in them. We know, for example, kale is very high in protein. But it also contains a compound called isothiocyanate. It's a bit of a tongue twister, isn't it? Isothiocyanate. So these are called thiols, and these are actually a very beneficial antioxidant compound. They have a very powerful health-building properties to the body. But the isothiocyanates, unfortunately, also attack an enzyme in your body called TPO, or thyroid peroxidase. Now, the TPO enzyme is very important because it allows the iodine molecule to attach, to tyrosine. So we've got two main thyroid hormones. We've got T3 and T4. T3 is called, let me just try and rephrase it again, trithyroiodine. So it's actually three iodine molecules attached to the amino acid tyrosine. T4 is called thyroxine. So that's four molecules of iodine bound to thyroxine backbone. So the body splits off one iodine molecule to turn T4 into T3, the active thyroid hormone. There are other thyroid hormones as well. We've got T2, we've got reverse T3, and we've got many other kinds of thyroid hormones, but the basic ones that our body will utilize are T3 and T4. So T3 is the active form of thyroid hormone. It's the one that all the cells of the body use to activate. So T3, they reckon, is about 80% active and about 20% not so active. T4, on the other hand, is about 20% active and 80% not so active. It needs to be converted. So the body's quite clever. It can utilize T4 and T3, but T3 is what it really wants to power up all the cells of the body. All of your cells of your body, apart from your nail cells in the nail and hair, contain receptor sites for the T hormones. And this is why when a person has a thyroid condition, just about any part of the body can play up. The heart, the eyes, the skin can play up, all the organs, the joints, the muscles, nerves, they can all play up because they all have receptor sites for the T hormones. So raw kale in particular has a very powerful effect on the thyroid peroxidase enzyme, particularly when it's raw. When you heat kale up, you destroy the ability of the isothiocyanate to react to TPO. So cooking kale, no problem. Steaming kale, no problem. Eating it raw, problem. Go to Google and type in raw kale and thyroid, and you'll find over 1 million pages that will come up. There are a lot of really good science pages you can read on the ability of the cruciferous family to affect thyroid function. This is why we call them goitrogens. They can promote the thyroid to develop a goiter or become enlarged. So goitrogen, now you know what the word goitrogen means. Goiter means enlarged thyroid. So the thyroid can become enlarged if it doesn't get enough iodine. And it doesn't get enough iodine if the thyroid peroxidase enzyme is going to be affected by isothiocyanate. So now you understand why kale, especially raw, is not really good. Any raw cruciferous are not the best, but apparently kale is the worst. I've got a good friend in Australia who's an expert in cruciferous vegetables. She's done quite a lot of research and studies into these cruciferous vegetables, and has always said to me, Eric, raw broccoli is fine. You're not going to eat a whole bathtub full of raw broccoli, because that's how much you would need to affect the TPO enzyme. But if you're going to eat raw kale, you need a lot less of it to create the same effect. So raw kale is not a good food. I don't care what these darn vegans tell me. The research shows that raw kale can create thyroid dysfunction. So please avoid any kind of raw kale. So I hope this really answers your question about raw kale, why it's not so good for your health. Thanks for tuning in.